let's move over to the 49ers. Mark Gagne said, really interested in seeing Ricky Pearsall and his role in the offense with or without Aiyuk. And what other wide receiver will step up if a trade with Pittsburgh is finalized? Maybe Jennings.
Yeah.
That feels like the obvious choice, right? Especially our most recent memory is the Super Bowl for Jennings.
Yeah, I mean, he's dependable, right? And I do think that, step up, sure, do all that. I think first off, let's address the Aiyuk stuff, okay? I unpacked this a lot with Florio this morning. Been talking about it a lot really over the last few weeks on certain radio and Colin Cowherd and Dan Patrick, whatever else, right? The Aiyuk situation, we've talked about it. There was a contract out there. He then saw Amon-Ra St. Brown and A.J. Brown's contract and said, wait, what I wanted now has changed. I want it to go up because I see what they got. The market changed, all right? So that added some issues into this whole conversation, right? I know the reports came out yesterday that there's a deal in place for Pittsburgh. Well, I think there's always been talk in here as far as Pittsburgh and San Francisco. It's the reason you've heard about it so much, right? The 49ers weren't in Steeler conversations without already knowing, hey, they're kind of willing to pay him what he wants. Now let's figure out what you're going to trade us and we're going to get him back for Brandon Aiyuk, an all-pro receiver, right? So, yeah, do the 49ers want to trade him? Sure, by all due accounts, I mean, obviously. But at the same time, are they going to just trade him just to trade him and ruin their Super Bowl hopes because of that?
You can't do that.
Absolutely not. And like I hit on Monday, right, I know Shanahan. I know John Lynch. Right? Shanahan's not going to feel comfortable about Ricky Pearsall in week 1 against Sauce Gardner out in the edge when they go in 21 personnel and they're going, hey, it's 2 backs, 1 tight end, 2 receivers. Oh, okay. Debo's over there. Okay. DJ Reed's got him. And then, oh, God, our rookie who's still learning our offense and learning his life in the NFL, he's over there got Sauce, the best corner in football, maybe? Like, no coach is going to feel comfortable with that. So that's where I don't see that happening. So this is the other part of this, and this is where I think this is going to be interesting as far as where this goes in this 49ers Steelers contract thing here, or trade, excuse me. Here's the problem with the Steelers. The 49ers aren't going to trade Aiyuk unless they know they're going to get some other receiver back somewhere. Right? I mean, there's a reason Kendrick Bourne was a part of the conversation with the Patriots. Amari Cooper.
I heard that one a lot.
Well, it was. This is. Yeah. I know this from both sides.
Right.
I mean, the Cleveland and Amari Cooper, and they were willing to give Aiyuk the contract and all of that. Right? So that was talked about. But then Aiyuk backed off and said, I don't want to go there. So
which he's done multiple times.
He's done multiple times, and it sounds like he's adamant about the Steelers, and of course we know Washington is on his radar too. But Shanahan's not going to just trade him to the Steelers, right? And if he doesn't feel like he's getting the value back, right? He's going to go, well, then I'm going to keep him. We're a Super Bowl team. I'm not just going to get rid of our Super Bowl chances because I didn't want him or didn't want to pay him a little extra money or whatever else. So that's not going to happen. And the Steelers, too, and I think the 49ers would know this, they're desperate for other receiver. Like the Steelers want to go back to the playoffs and be a real playoff team and actually make waves. If I'm the 49ers, I'm sitting there and go ahead with Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin III as your next targets. See how that works out for you, right? Trying to lowball us in the trade. And I don't know what the trade is. I have no idea, right? I don't. But my point being is Shanahan and John Lynch are not going to trade Brandon Aiyuk to the Steelers just because – we've been talking about trade and we're just going to trade him because this is what we want to do.
To end the saga.
Right. No, that is no way. They're not going to just throw in the towel that way. And, okay, the other part of that is even if the Steelers are offering maybe what they want, the other part is what I was alluding to. If the 49ers can't find another team to do a trade and get a receiver in, I think they're going to go, well, Aiyuk's our best option. We're going to go with that, and maybe we have to pay him a little bit more money than we really wanted to, but we're going to deal with this because we're in the Super Bowl window right now. We're not going to ruin that just because of a few $1 million or the saga like you're referring to.
So there's just no way at the end of the day it's Aiyuk's moved for a second-round pick. Like that does nothing for the 49ers right now. Literally nothing. The problem is what do the Steelers have asset-wise out of players that makes sense to come back to them. That's where it's not like George Pickens is coming back in this trade.
No, exactly right. That's the problem. The assets are only going to be trade or picks, most likely, like you're talking about. And yeah, the 49ers can't do anything with them right now to help this team out.
They almost need a third team. This needs to be NBA style.
There's no doubt.
Which is pretty unprecedented. Not unprecedented, but uncommon.
Right. But that's how I think it will play out, you know? And again, I know everybody always thinks I know everything with Shanahan and the 49ers. I don't know. Like, there's no way. And honestly,
he's a little busy right now.
Well, he's a little busy. And, like, even last night, I said this to Florio earlier. I was like, I thought about texting him, but I was like, I don't want him to tell me something I already know, and then I can't say it.
Yep.
So I was like, I didn't even bother him or deal with it or try to dig in on it. I've had plenty of conversations, you know, in the offseason. I know Shanahan, I know Lynch, I know what they think of their football team to a degree, and I feel like I know them and how they think in general anyways, so I think that's the issue there. But the third team, to me, if the Steelers are going to be the ones they trade Aiyuk to, the third team is certainly the other part of this puzzle. And where does that receiver come from? And, you know, I think that's where, you know, you got to think about Shanahan. Wait, am I going to put all my eggs in the basket of, oh, wait, we traded Aiyuk. Debo gets banged up. He plays very physical. Kittle's been banged up a lot the last few years, and at that age, right? And then, Christian McCaffrey, who we know before he got to San Francisco had injury histories.
He's hurt now.
And now we're going, yeah, exactly. And now we're going to go with a rookie, Ricky Pearsall.
Who's also been banged up already.
Exactly.
It just keeps going.
So for a coach who we know, you know, by nature, they want things the way they are and they're conservative that way. I just can't ever see Shanahan being able to swallow that type of formula if Brandon Aiyuk's not there.
To put a bow on this topic, what do you think is more likely, that three-way trade or Aiyuk gets the deal from the 49ers after all of this drama? Find that third team is tricky.
It's very
tricky. But the Niners have not caved where they could have just kept him if they offered all the money.
I think right now, if you made me bet, I'm going to say Aiyuk stays with the 49ers, and they find – Florio asked me today, he's like, so what do you think he's going to get? And I was like, he's going to get something north of Amon-Ra St. Brown and something just south of A.J. Brown would be my guess. And we'll see where it goes from there.
Best for both sides.
It definitely,
I think maybe Aiyuk has started to realize that as this process got longer. Because we heard the rumors about New England putting a lot of money out there. You brought up Cleveland.
Right.
At some point, obviously, he likes the Steelers.
Cleveland and New England, I know from multiple people around the league, they made him the offer that he wanted to make as far as the contract.
Yeah.
They made the contract. Now, the rest of the stuff didn't work out, whether it was the trade or he didn't want to go there or whatever, but the money was there for him to be had. And I would think the Steelers are also, they're not this far down the road unless they know the Steelers are willing to offer him what he wants.
For sure.
And now you just got to figure out the other things we talked about.
This next one from Niners NE. Dominick Puni, the rookie guard for the 49ers, could be a modern-day Jesse Sapolu, Randy Cross on that line.
Hey, I mean, I hear you. I know they're excited about him. He's a rookie that's being thrusted right into the fray. So obviously there's real talent there and something to watch. You know, I do think it's an offensive line that's solid but not great. I think Shanahan's greatness makes it look better because he's so good at designing plays and giving them advantages and all that. But, like, are they a team that always, like we saw in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs said, you, we're in your face, we're playing man-to-man a little bit, we're going to cover you, but we ain't going to let you run. And we're going to put some big people in the middle because we don't think you're just big enough to just blow us off the line of scrimmage and overpower us consistently through the day. And that I think is true. They kind of called their bluff in that department. So, yeah, that would be, you know, nice to see if he can come through for the 49ers that way.
Some old school references from Niners NE there. Throwing out Randy Cross.
Oh, I know, right?
Jesse Sapolu.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Back to the guys. I didn't like those 49ers. They were always beating my dad's team.
Okay. You have a chance to win $1 million in the NBC sweepstakes on Yahoo Fantasy. Just download the redesigned Yahoo Fantasy app or go to NBCSports.com/fantasymillion for additional details. What are you waiting for?
Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching, homies. You know it's the off-season, but there's no off-season with Chris Simms Unbuttoned. It's the NFL. It goes all year around, all right? So hit subscribe, please, to hear my thoughts on your favorite team, your favorite quarterback, and, hey, how this season might unfold as we get ready for the 2024 season. We got a better picture, clearer look now that the draft is over, free agency. We know who's playing quarterback for certain teams. So, again, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe subscribe. Peace out, homies. Check you out soon.